Hi Year 4, and here is this week's writing task if you'd like to take part. So your task is to write a brochure to try and persuade people to visit a Roman town, or Rome if you'd like to choose Rome, in AD 84. So I've got an example here which is on the website, so you can have a look at it if you'd like to. And this gives you a good idea about what your brochure could look like to try and persuade people to come to Rome. So here we go. Come to Rome. Where better to go than Rome? Grander than Mount Olympus, more beautiful than Venus, more zing than one of Jupiter's thunderbolts, a glittering whirlpool of power and crazy, crazy people. That's Rome, and guess what? All roads lead to it. Things to do and places to see. Do you have small children? Why not go and visit the Circus Maximus, where you can watch chariots race on the racetrack? There are thrills and spills to be had when this is the place that has the highest death rate in the city. In addition, there is plenty of room too, with 200,000 seats to choose from. Or maybe you'd like to enjoy the many magnificent, breathtaking statues of the city. There are thousands to choose from. Of course, you will want to visit the statue of Emperor Nero, which has the head of the sun god Apollo. Did you know Nero's statue's head was lopped off when Nero was assassinated? Rome is the city of buildings, from the famous Colosseum to the Aqueduct of Nero. You may well think that the architecture is like the Greeks. However, our buildings make Greek cities look like playhouses. Finally, ensure you catch one of our parades. Remember to bring some flowers to throw at the victorious emperor and your appetite for the big feast afterwards. Don't forget your camera. You will take the most amazing photos. Keeping hydrated. You must not worry about staying hydrated during your visit. We have built 19 stone aqueducts to keep a constant supply of fresh water reaching the city. Did you know it comes directly from the countryside? Delicious. If you are ready for adventure, then why not get on the road and experience the fun? So hopefully you'll see from that it's very persuasive, saying, look at all these exciting things that you can do if you come to Rome. So here is the success criteria that you can use. Again, this is on the website for you to use to give you some ideas of things that you can do to write a successful, persuasive brochure. So you will need a title which attracts the reader. So I've got Come to Rome. So it's not just a brochure about Rome. It's saying come to Rome. It's giving the command to say to whoever's looking at it, you need to come to Rome. You will include an introduction because it starts to sell the place that you're talking about right from the start. And I've got where better to go than Rome. So telling the reader there's no other better place to go. I'm saying how wonderful it is, grander than Mount Olympus. I'm comparing it. More beautiful than Venus, more zing than one of Jupiter's thunderbolts, a glittering whirlpool of power and crazy, crazy people. That's Rome, and guess what? All roads lead to it. So your introduction is a really good way of comparing the place that you're trying to sell to other places and saying how much better it is. You're going to separate parts of your brochure to explain the different experiences that people could have if they go there. So if you have a quick look at my brochure, you'll be able to see the introductions at the top, and then I've got some paragraphs, 1, 2, 3, quite short paragraphs, but it helps to split up the information, so it's really easy for people to read. You'll have subheadings which highlight the places or the experiences. So I've got things to do and places to see, and that's there. It's your subheadings can go on the left-hand side, but in a brochure, it's up to you where you decide to place them. It might be that you choose to have it over on the right-hand side. It's up to you. But it stands out, usually underlined, so that people can really clearly see, right, that's the bit that I read to find out the things to do and the places to see. You're going to be using persuasive language. So there is a vocabulary sheet, which I've put onto the website, which has got some persuasive language that you can use. So the bit of persuasive language I've got here is of course. If I say of course, I'm saying to my reader, you can't say anything against this. Of course, this is how it is. I'm being really confident about it. Of course, you will want to visit the statue of Emperor Nero. They might have had no clue that that's what they were going to do, but they do now. They're going to go and see Emperor Nero. You're going to be using connectives to link your ideas. So you're going to be using things like first to describe the first experience or place, and maybe finally for the last one. You'll be using things like because and however to link sentences together. So I've got, you may well think that the architecture is like the Greeks. However, our buildings make Greek cities look like playhouses. So again, I'm comparing there to say how much better they are in Rome. And that's where I've used it there, however. Okay, the next thing, you're going to be using rhetorical questions. If you look through my example, there's loads of rhetorical questions in there. I don't want an answer from the reader. I'm kind of explaining to them this is how it is. So it's a bit like a question that you do not want an answer to. Where better to go than Rome? Well, nowhere. I'm saying that the best place to go is Rome. You can include diagrams or photos with labels because that helps to draw your reader in. So if you look at my brochure here, I've got my title is really interesting. I've got the background of Rome. I've got pictures here of the Circus Maximus. I've got pictures of the statue of Nero here, and I've got an arrow pointing to it so that people have got no confusion. They know exactly what they're going to be going to look at and to see. And finally, you're going to have a conclusion, and it's your final chance to encourage somebody to visit. You can make it into a question. If you're ready for adventure, then why not get on the road and experience the fun? In other words, go for it. Come and see this place that I'm advertising and that I'm saying you should really come and visit. Okay. So what you might want to think about is, where would you suggest people visit in Rome around AD 84? So I've got a few ideas here for you. People might want to visit the Forum, which is in the Reading for Pleasure today, is the information about the Forum. They might want to visit the Baths, which again is in the Reading for Pleasure today, if you want to listen to that. You might want to tell them about the temples or the games that go on, the different games that go on. Eating out, the theatre, or going shopping to the market for clothes or other goods. There's some ideas about things that you might say you can see or do if you go to Rome. You'll be able to search on Google for information about ancient Rome and what life was like so that you can put it into your brochure to try and sell it. You're welcome, as always, to pinch any ideas you would like from my brochure to help you get going. I really look forward to seeing them. An idea about the layout: you have your title at the top, your introduction, which is usually just a couple of sentences. That's all it needs to be. Then tell me with a subheading about the first thing to visit, give me some images to go with it, another thing to visit, some images to go with it, and then a concluding sentence. It doesn't need to be any more than that. You can do it on the computer if you'd like to, or you can just do it on a piece of paper and do some drawings to go with it. It's up to you. But as usual, I would love to see how you get on and the finished piece. Okay, I hope you enjoy doing it, and see you soon. Bye.